Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you are all doing well. Mamma mia, what a week is waiting for us. Yeah, we don't realize it sometimes, huh? But it's the week of Paris Saint-Germain and Inter, two big games. You believe me or not? Wait, my chair is a bit too low. Was a bit too low. So you believe it or not, but this week can be decisive. It can be decisive. First of all, to see if we will play Europe or not. Unfortunately, it's not Champions League, but Europa League. First of all, that's the first one. And then, secondly, we have to understand if yes or no we can have a positive streak of victories in Serie A, beating for the first time in so long a team that is called big in Italy. Calling them a big team still hurts. But anyway, it's still Inter, it's Derby d'Italia. Can we win it or not? Winning that game of Paris Saint-Germain will qualify us to the Europa League, for sure. Even if Maccabi Haifa win, we go into the Europa League. Winning versus Inter is double important because we are sending a sign that we can do it with J Medical that is full of players. Today what we will do, guys, we will do an update about all the bad news that we have. But I will tell you the truth. You know that today I made a video, made a short. I already prepared a bit the short of tomorrow, retro goal of Alessandro Del Piero. And you know that I had that the will of winning versus Inter. You know that the game of Inter, I didn't have the time enough to think about it. Maybe I'm consciously pushing it a bit aside because of the result, because of the injuries, because every 6 hours we have a new injury at Juventus. But you know that the game of Inter, I have the will of really winning it even more than the other years. The other years I already want to win it, but this time even more because I know how important it can be for Juventus without all these players. And then we have 2 remaining games, Verona, Lazio, where we have to try to do a result, especially versus Verona, and then we can break. We can break a bit. We will, of course, on the channel we do crazy things. We'll follow the World Cup, and then coming back with maybe some new players, maybe not, maybe a new trainer, maybe not, maybe players with a decent physical condition, some players that we will recuperate from injury and try to play that Serie A. But everything goes through this week. Will we play on Thursday, yes or no? And will we be able to continue to play for that top 4? Top 4 that is only at 3 points. With all the misery that we have, with all the bad luck, with all the disaster that we had, well, we are only at -3. Only at -3 versus Roma. Roma that we did 1-1 in our home, and we know that we deserve probably to win that game. We deserve to lose other game, but that game we deserve to win it. Guys, let me say hello to the people in the chat, because in 22 minutes is also an important day for Juventus. 125 years of existence of Juve. Important day. We are in a difficult moment, we know it, but it's still an important day, 125 years, and we'll wish the birthday of Juventus live on the channel. Ciao to Dav Juve, grande Dav. Ciao Dav, ciao G Elias. Do we even have enough players to get through this week? Hopefully yes. Can we catch a break from everything negative, Beppe? Well, we will try, but I can't promise you because I'm not managing the J Medical. Ciao Bogdan, ciao Tomsi, ciao Tomsi, ciao Dudu, ciao Thomas Makluf, who is saying ciao to everyone. I hope that everyone is doing well, especially for the fact that we are all injured. Not only the players, but also the fans start to be injured. Ciao Anthony Trimboli, Bianconeri FC, watching you from work. Don't tell my boss. I will not tell him. I will absolutely not tell him. Again, Anthony Trimboli is asking a maximum of like for the start of the live. Ciao Anthony Schifano. Ciao Grande. J Medical is crazy tonight. Well, if it was only one night, unfortunately, it is not. What happens to the J Medical team? Beppe. Maybe we can start with that one. We're doing an update of the situation and explaining what's happening in the J Medical at the moment, and also to have all the last questions that we have about the players and J Medical and what is happening and so on and so on. Let me go back to someone that tweeted the last injury update, because there are a lot of lists. So let me try to find one Here I have one. I found it. So the players that will be unavailable versus Paris Saint-Germain. Well, there is a mistake because Manuel Locatelli will be there. At least that's what we are thinking, because physically he is fine. He's doing fine. It's that he had a problem. He had a problem at home, private, and we will not go deep into that. Will he recuperate mentally or not? I don't know, but I believe he will be there. So Manuel Locatelli, we can already scratch him. Marleake, we know it. In the summer he had a problem. So can we divide it by own mistakes and the mistakes of... why am I so far away? Mamma mia, what a disaster today, the positioning. So can we divide them by our own mistakes and then the bad luck? Samuel Ealing Jr., bad luck. We can say it. Caio Jorge, last year, I saw the game it was playing with the under 23, bad luck, and it's 2. Marleake, bad luck, and it's 3. And then we have, Ealing Jr., Caio Jorge, Marleake, and probably Federico Chiesa, Paul Pogba. In that list, we have 5 players that we can call it bad luck. That's what we can say. Bad luck, what does that mean? Bad luck, bad luck. No, it's part of football, guys. It's a contrast. A contrast that they had in training or in a game or whatever. And this is really annoying. Annoying because these ones are taking really long. Paul Pogba, I want to put it aside for a second because there is bad luck, the initial one, and then there is own mistake of Paul Pogba. Samuel Ealing Jr., we know it, assassin tackle from Di Francesco. We have to say that in that bad luck, we are actually quite lucky. We are lucky, why? Because it could have been really, really more harsh and more difficult for him and more a disaster for Juventus, but he was lucky that he's so young, because when you are young, the foot, the bones are not entirely formed, and they are quite flexible. And that's why when you see him on the ground with Di Francesco going on his foot, you see his foot twisting. But luckily, due to the fact that he's still so young and that his body still have to be formed 100%, he was lucky. He was lucky. In the bad luck, he's lucky. Now, Caio Jorge, do we really have to count on him or not? We saw what happened last year. Marleake, in the summer, it happened that he had a problem. Well, Paul Pogba, the problem is even worse. Paul Pogba, the problem is that it was bad luck because it was a contrast, but on top of that, on something that he never had on the knee. But the problem is that he didn't want to get under surgery. He didn't want to go under surgery, so he waited. He wanted to do it as he wanted. You know that Juventus has nothing to do with it. Why? Because Juventus, you can give advices. You have to give advices, but you can't oblige a player to go under surgery because it's still the body of a person that you are deciding for. So it's a person that is responsible for himself. He didn't want to. It is what it is. At the end, he regrets today because the news came that he will miss the World Cup. Even if he played 1 or 2 games now, even if he did, probably he would have gone to the World Cup, but in the second list of players, not in the definitive list for Qatar 22, and then judging if yes or no he could be a player, but he would probably not have been the star player of France because his physical condition would not have been optimal. So now it's sure he will miss the World Cup, and I have to say that if I am really selfish, I have to say that it's better like that. It's really better like that, as we were when Italy was eliminated and we were thinking about Federico Chiesa. Well, Paul Pogba, missing the World Cup, it's good. He will remain in Torino and he will be pissed off, of course, but at least he will have time to recuperate, and hopefully we can have him in the beginning of 2023. Federico Chiesa is pushed back for a moment. I don't believe that we will take any risk, and actually it makes totally sense. I will continue with the news because now we are speaking about the bad lucks, but there are also a lot of our incompetency, our problems, what we did really bad. Well, if we are thinking about Federico Chiesa, the problem is that we don't want to risk. We don't want to risk. Why? Because if it's a normal season, what is happening, and I was talking with my doctor, my own doctor is was medical doctor from Anderlecht, you know, the Belgian team. And he said that their job is to give advice, and sometimes they are saying to the doctor, look, they are ready to play. They are ready to play, but maybe it's a bit early, maybe not. maybe it's better to give them one more game. So he's ready to train, he's ready to play, but maybe it's better to wait one more game. That's the advice sometimes from doctors. And then coaches, if they don't need to, they will not play them. They will rest them one more game. If they are in need, they will try to anticipate it because they have the green light to play the player. And that's what happened in a lot of clubs. Not only Juventus, not only Allegri, it happens in a lot of clubs. And if you are unlucky, you have the player that will go again with an injury. That's what happened with Angel Di Maria. Angel Di Maria had the green light to play. It's already his second injury at Juventus. The first time he came a bit too early. Responsibility of Massimiliano Allegri because he took the decision to play him a bit too early. And he went under injury again. So Federico Chiesa, in a normal time probably he would have played. He would have played versus Inter or maybe come with Paris Saint-Germain because we don't have to travel. We are playing in our home. But now it's a really tense situation at Juventus with all these injuries. Imagine we start him a bit earlier than expected and he goes into a new injury. That would be the end of the world. So we are probably not risking him until the new year. If we continue with the list of players, well, Paredes, Vlahovic has the groin pain. Bremer, the good news about Bremer is that's probably the only player that we can see versus Inter. Not Paris Saint-Germain, but versus Inter. Bremer. Why? Because he has to play for his being called up by Brazil. We know it, that Bremer is not a player that was called up by Brazil in the past. He really wants to go with Brazil to play a World Cup, so he will probably ask to anticipate. He will do everything to be on the field as soon as possible. Maybe versus Inter, maybe and surely versus Verona and Lazio. Di Maria instead, he will not risk because he already risked and we know that he went really bad. So from the two players, the one that has more chances to be there versus Inter is Bremer, only if he already completed a full training or not. So we will have to wait for that. Danilo, we know that he's suspended. Mattia De Sciglio is totally disaster. Speaking about Halloween, he ghosted. He ghosted totally. We don't know where he is. It's already a long time that he's injured. We were thinking maybe he would come back in October because he had to do more tests again. Well, no news about him. We don't know, and he will not be there until 2023. Same as Weston McKennie, that maybe has a chance to play that last game versus Lazio. So what is happening in the J Medical? A lot of people are asking when will J Medical go out? When will we start to fire everyone? The bad news, guys, is that we already did. We already fired everyone from J Medical. We already changed 3 times or 4 times all the entire physio staff, the training staff, and so on and so on. There is something more than that. Not only firing everyone. Of course, Juventus is really worried about the situation. That's what Juan is saying. Didn't we replace them? Yes, we did. We fired everyone. Now, of course, we have one main name that you probably already heard. It's Folletti, the physical trainer of Juventus that has been there with Allegri since long time. But this is going totally out of control. It's out of control. It's one after the other. Paul Pogba, he's training, of course. He's intensifying. He wants to intensify and go as fast as possible. And then he has that muscular injury. Ironically, it's actually the one that you can expect. That injury of Pogba now is the one that you can probably expect. Because if they are already so long time that he's not playing, it makes sense. And that's also what, for example, Federico Chiesa had different injury, but he wanted to accelerate at a certain time and we had to postpone. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what is the problem. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physiotherapist. I'm not a kine. I don't know. I can't tell you what is the problem, but there is a problem. A big problem. I don't understand how we can be in that situation today. Then you can tell me maybe the physical preparation has done really badly, and I agree with you. I totally agree with you on that. We have the evidences week after week after week, but so many injuries. I know that all the teams in the world, they have a lot of injuries. Look at Lukaku, for example, again injured after they were believing that he was back. So it's all the teams that have injured, but Juventus, look at the list again. The list is long, 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 long. It's a total disaster. Huh? It's really a total disaster. So what is happening, Ninip, with the J Medical? I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I would have loved to say it's because of him or that department, but I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. Uh, it's hard, huh? It's really hard because this is our responsibility. Then you can tell me some are bad luck, but a lot of them it's our responsibility. Yeah? Muscular injury after muscular injury, again, 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 again. Pwah. It's really a problem, huh? It's really a problem. Really a problem. I don't know how to solve it. I don't know what I can tell more. You know that I don't like to take excuses because of the referee, because of the injury, because of the bad weather, because of this, of this, of this. This is more something for Lazio with their coach and with the clip. I don't know if you saw it, because Milinkovic-Savic received a undeserved yellow card. I don't like to do it, but then if you are looking really fact-based, Mamma mia, it's hard. It's really hard to play without 12 players. And we are speaking about important players. Right? It's not just like a 3 goalkeeper, no, even if goalkeeper is important. But we are speaking about really important roles everywhere. Everywhere. With the consequence that the other players are playing game in, game out without an optimal physical training and preparation, and also these players are getting injured, like Weston McKennie, for example. Weston McKennie that starts to be a real injury-prone player. Right? If we are looking at the 3 years at Juventus, it's not the first time that he's going with some injuries. Huh? Is it because of him? Is it because of ourselves? Because these players, they look like they arrive at Juve and suddenly they have some problems. So yeah, it's really bizarre, really bizarre. I don't understand it. Di Maria, it could be there versus Verona and Lazio, eventually Inter, but they will take zero risk for Di Maria. Something else that I wanted to say before speaking about the importance of the games of PSG and Inter, and before speaking about all the things that you want, of course, is I don't like the comments they came only for the World Cup, because this is something, I heard from Paul Pogba. He came only for the World Cup. I heard it from Di Maria, from Paredes. I don't like to see that, because I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. I don't believe any single player that is there to say, I come in a club just to prepare myself for the World Cup. Because if you want to prepare yourself, you have to play. Then, if you tell me, in a contrast, they don't put the foot, they don't go into contrast, they are losing them because they are scared to go injured, then I can agree. Then I tell you, it's obvious that the player is scared to have an injury before going to the World Cup. I can understand that. Most of the time, by the way, it's when they are scared, where they are not decisive on the contrast, that they are going into injury. But I don't believe that a player, and not one, like 12 players, they say, we are scared, we don't go. We prefer to fake an injury or this kind of thing. I'm not convinced about that. That's my personal opinion. I'm really not convinced about it. But then let me know what you think, guys. I know that it's a big monologue, but yeah, that really what I believe. More and more the years go, more I believe it. I believe it's I don't know, the humidity, the field, it can't be otherwise. I don't understand it. Juan is saying, breaking news, Juventus will be changing its name to Emergency Room. Another thing that I saw some people on internet celebrating wins over Milan because they had like 3 injuries. It was, you remember, after the words of Massimiliano Allegri when he was saying, take 4 or 5 starters from Milan or Inter, and let's see if they are able to win some game, or at least let's see what they will do. Well, they won versus Juve 2-0. to be honest. At the moment, winning versus Juve, it's a bit more standard than losing versus Juve. When we are winning, by the way, this year it's a bit exceptional, more than when we are losing. But anyway, I saw a lot of people mocking and saying, "Look at Pioli, fantastic Pioli. He showed the world, he showed Allegri that he doesn't need these players." First of all, if you are looking at the players that were absent in Milan, Juve, guys. Leao, he was there. Theo Hernandez, he recuperated. They were missing the goalkeeper and a defender. Or two defenders, anyway. They were missing players, but look at the ones of Juve. And it's not, the singular game. We saw it also versus Verona. They lost. They lost versus Verona, guys. Take some players away from a team. It's important. Take away these players from Milan, take away these players from Manchester City, from whatever team in the world, it's difficult. It's really difficult. On top of that, we already have our own problems. Anyway, let me read a bit of your comments, because otherwise, I don't know. Maybe the schedule contributes to player injuries. Yes, it's not helping. It's not helping. But what Juventus is experienced, it's more than only the schedule. Because I saw a Henrik that was saying the same. The schedule is the same for everyone in Europe. That's correct. That's totally correct. Then, if you are already not optimal with your preparation, because we completely failed it. We failed it. If you have that. If on top of that you have already some injury records with Allegri when he was at Milan, when he was at Juve, it's a coach that already had in his record, in his history, some injuries. So Sarri as well, Pirlo as well, but but Allegri as well. So if you are speaking about the coach that already had some injuries, with physical preparation that not has been done, the calendar that is intense for a lot of people, negativity, because mental doesn't help, guys. If you are weak mentally, your body is also weak. If on top of that you are putting bad luck and so on, it's a lot, huh? Have we ever had such an injury crisis? Well, out of mind, I don't remember. But last year was already a lot, huh? Also with Pirlo, do you remember that last year we had to change every time the formation, because when one was entering, two were going out. So we had also a period where it was difficult. But I don't remember last year, for example, players that except of Chiesa, I don't remember players that for the first part of the season, we are speaking about 33% of the season, didn't play any game. And here we are speaking about Pogba, Chiesa, Di Maria. Guys, Di Maria didn't play for Juve. Paredes, we saw a bit of flashes of him, and then he disappeared as well. We're speaking about a lot of players that were not able to play for Juventus. It's a big disaster. Ciao Red Jaden, our Liverpool friend that is in the chat. No, I'm really worried, because you can have whoever you want. You can have Antonio Conte, you can have Klopp, Tuchel, De Zerbi. You can have whoever you want. If the physical condition is not the first thing that you work on, it's over. Guys, it's called a sport. It's not a game. It's a sport. Yeah, then it's a game. But first, it's a sport. And in sport, you need to be physically optimal. You have to be physically optimal. If you are not able to be physically optimal, that's where you start with your problems. So, I'm shocked. I'm also shocked like Bogdan. I'm really shocked, because it's a lot. And then, I would love to say to you guys, let's not take it as an excuse. Let's focus only on what's not working, and so on and so on. But at a certain moment, you have to. And it's a pity that you have to, because it's also our fault. That's the problem. It's our fault that we are giving these results. Plus bad luck, yes, a portion, but it's our fault. And due to this, we are not able to judge the team correctly. Because today we are speaking about Fagioli, Miretti, Sule, and that's the opportunity for them now, because of that, to show that they can be fixed in the first team, like we had, for example, in 2006. Because in 2006-2007, when we came back from a Serie B, Marchisio, Chiellini, Giovinco, all these players, they had a chance. Not because They were phenomenal as youth players, but because of a consequence of something. And now it happens again, a consequence of all these injuries. These youngsters, they need to prove, they need to play. And it's fine and it's cool. But I would have loved to judge a Juventus with Allegri 2.0 with, I'm not saying complete 100%, but at least with, I don't know, normal injuries like every other team. At least I could have been, really correct and objective, saying, yes, we are defending too much. No, we are not attacking enough. It's because we have no game identity. It's because the players, they don't push enough. It's because of the coach that is not finding solutions. Today we have to say the first one is the injuries. I see Mirza. I'm not here to defend Allegri because we spoke about it. If you follow the channel since this season, you will know that the first one that is to blame is Massimiliano Allegri and his staff for physical problems, but especially for what we are seeing. Because anyway, we always said it, don't take it as an excuse when you are losing versus Monza without power. Then you can lose versus Monza. Why not? You can lose versus everyone, you can win versus everyone. You can lose versus Monza after 10 shots that you tried. None of them was entering the goal because you had a great goalkeeper. They go in a counter-attack at the 93rd minute. They score, they win. It can happen. But this is not how we lost versus Monza. In Monza, we lost our dignity. And this is also partially because of the players, but especially because of the coach. Because he was not able to react. Benfica, disaster. Maccabi Haifa, disaster. So we are not here to say Allegri excuses, not excuses, because he's the first one to blame, because he's the leader of the team. We are here to say that objectively we have a problem with injuries, and it's hard to judge a team that will play versus Paris Saint-Germain without all these problems. Ciao Cecilia, ciao Arion. I will answer the question, guys. But Amer is saying today, I want Conte back. Arion, the message of Arion. I want of Amer. We want Conte back. We want. It's a big word, Amer, because it's not true. It's partial. It's 50-50. Everywhere where I watch, also on the channel, but also on Twitter and so on, every poll that has been made with questions and so on about Conte, it's always a 50-50 about Conte. Some people really want him, some people really don't want him, because they said we need fresh blood, we need a new idea, instead of, again, with the same persons, with the same ideas. Conte is not a winner in Champions League. So, it's a 50-50 about Antonio Conte. You see, Luca is saying Conte is not the answer. Other people are saying we really need him because he's the best one to rebuild the team. So I would not say we want Conte back. But, guys, it's objective. It's not a subjective thing that we are here. We have a problem. We are playing versus Paris Saint-Germain and versus Inter, the two games that are probably the most decisive before the end of the first cycle of Serie A or of our season, and we have no players. I totally agree when people are saying, I don't know who said it, Dino was saying, Beppe, some people are thinking it's only one person to blame. It would be easy like that. It's not like that. It's really not like that. It's not. It's absolutely not. It can't be only one people. It would be too easy. Then you can have some people that are coming, giving a boost, like, for example, Palladino, that probably will have a really great future as a coach. But you see that after a beautiful boost of 3 wins in a row, today he lost again versus Bologna. You have some boost, you have some change, but it's never one person. That's why at Juventus, it's not one person. If we are in that situation today, you have to go back really, really long time ago to understand, from a winning team of 9 years in a row, going down to be the team that is now in that position where we are. And the luck that we have today is that with all the problems and so on, well, we are still near 3 points from the 4th spot. That's the luck that we have. So, but anyway, if we continue with all these injuries, I don't know if we will be able to catch it or not. But anyway, guys, other question except of injuries. By the way, Wait, ciao Marian, ciao Marian, ciao Thomas again. You think every factor you mentioned counts. It's a mix of everything. But I believe it's really a mix of everything. It can't be just one thing. It's take everything. Take the mercato. Let's list up not everything. We have not the time for it. Let's take the mercato. If you extend the Sciglio, you know that you can have a problem there because of he's an injury prone player. He has always been at Milan, at Juve. So you know it. If you say that De Sciglio is a player that becomes your fifth fullback that can play on the left and on the right with half of the salary, I can agree with the strategy. But that means that you have to reinforce yourself with another fullback. So Juventus, they extended De Sciglio and they didn't look for a new left or right back, whatever position. Then it's you. Then it's the management. If you go for Pogba, you know that he's injury prone. Now, the bad luck made that he got injured somewhere where he never was injured. So it's not because of the muscular injury, but probably, we don't know, probably he would have had a muscular injury in the meanwhile. Di Maria was one that was missing 5 games a season. Injured. Because it's an older player. So, management made mistakes. If you oblige the team to go in the tour in Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Dallas, with 3 different time zones, every time coming training, we saw some images because of the warm weather that they were training in a hotel corridor, in the lobby. That's where they were training. Then you are not making your life easy. Then you are looking for problems. We can say it. Antonio Conte, the first year, he went to USA the first year. He went there, but they stay at one location. They didn't travel that much. Now it was really a big tour from here to there, to there, to there, to there. Then you are looking for problems, guys. It's not Allegri that says, let's go in USA, let's go there. Then Allegri, if he sees that we have these problems since the past, but is still continuing with the same physical coach, and also him, he has some problems. If he wants to accelerate putting Di Maria in, it's a problem. So for me, it's a lot of things that are going bad. Not one, a lot. Anyway, yeah, but I agree with that. We have that syndrome of comebacks, but it's wrong, huh? How many players? Morata as well, coming back after the loan. If we would have taken back another time, we have Morata, we have Pogba, we have Conte, Allegri. Hey, I know. Newness is difficult at the moment with Juventus. Recornaldo saying, Ciao Giuseppe. Your video from today was excellent. It was funny. Unfortunately, it was funny. I think it was funny as well. Beppe, would you rather give up on Europa League and have enough days to rest the players and focus on domestic comps, or participate in those competitions, more money and less rest days on the players? Well, my mentality has always been you try to win. You try to win everything. It's an annoying competition, Europa League, because you are playing on Thursday. You have less days of rest before Serie A games. But I never know. It's a competition. It's an important competition. Then if you play 2 games, we play 4, 6, 8, 10. Because if you go to the final, which today with Juventus we can't, but if you go to the final in that competition, it's even two games more than Champions League, so it's even more games. But guys, I prefer to be here together with you on Thursday evening speaking about Juve than not, seriously. And it's still some money from Europa League that is not the same as the one of Champions League, but you also have your entries from the stadium, you have a lot of things. So, I would prefer playing Europa League. If I have to choose, I prefer. Then I always said for the other clubs, you remember, I prefer they finish third, because finishing third, they have that Europa League. If they are fourth, they focus only on Serie A. So my logic should be also for Juve. Let's go and be eliminated from Europa League so that we can focus on Serie A. But when we are there, guys, I prefer to play Europe than... it's also in terms of name. If you are fourth in your group stages, I would not. Then Europa League is Europa League. Hopefully, if we go, hopefully it will be the only time that we go there. If it's one time every 15 years, why not? If in the meanwhile we are winning like 10 years in a row. Juventus as a system plays a certain way. Unlike other, the coach affects very little the result. Allegri just a manager in his position. We celebrated the same tactics in the two Champions League finals. To be honest, Arjun, the problem, you have two problems. The first one is that this year, especially last year, and this year we have to take the combo. The Allegri 2.0 didn't offer it. Maybe the idea that he has in mind is still the same and exists, but we are not able to see it because of so many reasons, but especially because of him, and probably because also football changed a bit in the meanwhile. And if you don't have the players to bring it on the field, then it's over. And if your strategy, if your idea, if your system is play a balanced football, but important is not concede, but winning, because at the end it's victory that is important. Well, if you are not winning, then it stops. Then the theory stops. As long as you win, because that's the danger part of it. If you win, it's great. If you don't win, you have a big problem. And at the moment, we are not winning. We are not. Guys, this season is not over. I don't give up on this season. Europa League is important. Serie A is important. Is super important. Then probably we will not win. Probably we can say the Scudetto is over. But the fourth spot, even the second, the third, they're still open there. And we have to accumulate as many points as we can now before the break to hope in a change after the international break. What change? I don't know, but hopefully we have a change. Players should be professional too. Some of them are walking on the field, yes, as well, but I said that it's everyone. World Cup squad will be announced today. The official one is the 14th of November, I said Cheetah. The official one is 14th of November. The last one is the 14th of November, 1 week before. And if I'm not wrong, you can have like one player or two players, one or two players that are in that reserve list. That means that if an injury happens, then it can be called up. I don't know now if it will change or not, because in the past you had like 23 players. Now they increased it a bit to 25 or 26. Giving up doesn't belong to the Juventus. That's why I would not give up. Ciao Rick. Beppe Conte coming back is another ex-girlfriend. Mamma mia, people forget the Europa semi. Plus, it will not work out. But today I heard so many stories. I heard that Conte is the main objective of Juventus, which I can even believe in that it's the reality. But then I saw like Juventus will try to make Conte happy to sign two players to start with. Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, that is always an objective from Juventus. And until there, why not? But the problem is that Lotito every single day is saying that every day Sergej Milinkovic-Savic is costing even more. He has a value of 120 million. Juventus is not they don't have the possibility to go to buy Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. If it's for 2024, when he will be free because he doesn't intend to extend, maybe. But this year, 120 million, even 100, it's not possible. Even 80 million, it's not possible. And then they are saying Alessandro Bastoni, the young defender from Inter, that could come potentially to make Antonio Conte happy and to rejuvenate our team. So that means that we go back to three-man defense, which would have had a logic, because Alessandro Bastoni was really great with Conte at Inter. He was a fantastic player with Conte at Inter. That's one. Three-man defense. He's playing with the left foot. left foot there, Bremer in the middle, and then we need another one that could potentially even be Danilo. Why not? Three-man defense could be, because Antonio Conte is a coach that loves to play with three-man defense. It all makes sense, but Alessandro Bastoni from Inter going to Juve, I don't know. Then, it's also correct that we have to say that they didn't sell Skriniar. They didn't renew him yet at the moment. They are also financially with some problems they need to sell. Maybe they will sacrifice him, but seeing Alessandro Bastoni going from Inter to Juve, I don't know. Today I was starting to watch the documentary of Figo from Barcelona to Real Madrid. I don't know. The guy is really anti-Juve. He's really anti-Juve. Then everything can happen, but strange. It's really strange. Figo was a Portuguese that went in Spain. He was not a supporter of Real or Barcelona. And then he changed. Alessandro Bastoni comes from Italy. He understands the culture. He knows what it really represents. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know. We have to start listening to Europa League song. It's a beautiful one. Huh? Oh, 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 oh. Guys, seriously, what's the most beautiful song? Is it Champions League or Europa League? The nicest one. When you sing it. The champion. It's difficult to sing. Oh, 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 oh. Europa League. Really great song. I like the song. Great song. It was difficult to top the one of Champions League. Yeah, they did. They really did. Pogba Paredes, the biggest waste of money in the last 10 years, along with Ramsey. But you know, Ricardo, Paredes, it didn't cost us a lot of money, to be honest, because it's a loan from Paris Saint-Germain. If we buy him, and he continues to do what he did until now, probably we have to say that it was a big flop, because we bought him like that. And then I agree. If he doesn't perform and we send him back, yes, it's a waste of money, but it will not be that much money. Would just have been a real pity that we sent away Rovella instead of keeping him.
Thank you.
Hey, mamma mia, look at that. New emote. People ask me, Cecilia asked me, and so on. They said, Beppe, change. I don't want to see Di Maria anymore, and Pogba. I listened, I changed them. So we have Miretti. The other ones, you have to discover them. Maybe because it's Halloween, you will see these kind of players. Mamma mia, attenzione. Or him. I don't know. But, or him, who knows? Federico Chiesa. Keane. There are others. You will have to discover them. But this one from Zaki Warfa.
Thank you.
It's nice. It's really nice. I like him. You see, I listen to you, guys. You ask, I do. Sometimes I need a bit of days. But Pogba, is he a waste of money? Today, yes. Of course. Today, yes. Oh, we took him for free. We have the same problem as with Ramsey. Then it depends, because he has a 4-year contract. It depends of how he's coming back from his injury in January. Because if he comes back in January and he starts to perform, we have 3 years and a half of Pogba that we can say, Mamma mia, fantastic. But today we can't say it. Today is a flop. Unlucky, but a flop. We saw him 45 minutes versus Chivas. That was it. Esegita, where do we watch Figo? It was on Netflix. The Serie A song. No. Yeah. See, Super League song. Fantastic. So see, obviously Champions League is the best song for us. It should be, but now we have to be happy with what we have. Maybe. Zaki Warfa, thank you for the donation. Beppe, with Conte you can forget about Europe. Guys, you know what I think about Antonio Conte. I will not change now. I'm pissed off with Antonio Conte. Except, put aside all what we know from Antonio Conte from his performances. Put that aside. I'm still pissed off. With Antonio Conte. For 2 reasons. The first one I really don't like, and I hate it. I hate it, is that he's one that is blaming everyone. Because some people are saying we are tired of Allegri's excuses. I said it's in the beginning of the season, Allegri is not the Allegri that we know. It's not the one that was there for 5 years, and also last year, where last year he didn't find any excuse, objective or not, he never used them. This year he used them too much, and we said correctly, it's not the same Allegri. Is he believing in it himself or not? We don't know. Anyway, Conte is a problem. Conte is a problem. The first year, everything was fantastic with Conte. Everything, the game style, the players, the environment, everything himself in front of microphones and so on and so on. From the second year, he started to blame. After that, the second year, remember, he didn't train. The first month, he trained in the midweek. But then at the end, in the games, he was not able to be there because of an ex thing that he was accused for and so on. He was punished, and Juventus they protected him and they said we continue with Antonio Conte. They could have stopped with him, but they gave him the respect, and he came every time at the microphones towards the end of the season. It started with the mercato and with this and with this and with this and with this, and it's not me and it's that and it's this. And he started already the second year. The third year was even worse with Antonio Conte. And that's the first thing that I really don't like. Publicly, you can say one time, of course. You can blame one time. You can be frustrated, angry. Everyone can say things. But it was every week in, week out, week in, week out. It was really annoying with Antonio Conte. And that was the first thing. Mourinho that I really don't like as a coach because of his past at Inter and so on and so on and so on. He's a coach that is usually in his career, he's a coach that is always defending his team, the players, everyone. Antonio Conte is a bit different. So that's the first thing. The second thing is because, yes, it's true, we gave him a chance as a new coach because he never had that experience as a big team coach. We gave him a chance, and he started to make us win, and we have to be grateful for that. But then he didn't hesitate to leave us. After a few days of, no, 1 day. After 1 day of preseason, he went to Agnelli, he said, I stop. And he left us. But the season was already started. 1 day preseason. It was difficult to find a coach that was free. Everything could have gone really wrong. Instead of having 9 years of Scudetti, 10 years of victory, could have been just 3 and stop, because someone was selfish at that moment. So I was a bit pissed off with Antonio Conte. I am still. Then if we are speaking about Europe, well, the problem is not Europe or not Europe. The problem is that Antonio Conte, look, with Inter, he went into the final of Europa League. Then he lost because in the end he's still a Juventino. But why did he go there? Because it was the COVID year where they could focus only on the Europa League without the league in the middle, and that's why he went that far in that competition. The problem with Conte is not Europe. The problem is that he's not able to focus or to transmit what he wants to the team in 3 days. And you have some coaches that are not able to do that. We saw it with a lot of coaches. When they have to play game in, game out, they lose a big factor. And that's why Antonio Conte is a fantastic coach in teams that the year before they were that disaster that they were not in Europe. With Tottenham last year as well, we saw it. Consciously going out of the Conference League because he didn't care to focus on the Premier League. And when he was in the Premier League, he achieved a big miracle because they went fourth. Fourth for what? Because this year he has the easiest group of all of them, and he has to wait the 6th game day to qualify. Maybe. We are not sure if he will qualify or not. So I perfectly know, so I will not change. Then I have to be, also, as always, guys, I try to watch the good and the bad. A lot of things bad. What is the good with Antonio Conte? The good with Antonio Conte is that I'm sure, guys, I can tell you sure today that he arrives at Juventus at the end of the season, and immediately he gives a change. He gives a change. That instant change, he has it. Not for long, huh? Not for long, but he's able to do it. He's able to do it. Then, people are saying Conte is not the one for Europe, and I agree. But are we a team today that is able to play in Europe? Or do we have to really look at ourselves in the mirror and saying, okay, let's use Antonio Conte for 1 year, 2 years to give a bit of... And then we change with another coach that is maybe able to manage 2 competitions. I don't know, huh? I don't know. I really don't know, huh, Jackie? But no, today, one thing is sure, I tell you already here, if Antonio Conte takes the pen and he sign, I will back him up, like I did for everyone. Some people are telling me, Beppe, take away the book from Allegri from your thing. No, the book is here. The book is here. It will remain here until the last day. I will back him up and I will support that he's doing well. But I will never fall in love with Antonio Conte, even if probably I will celebrate and I will be happy if we win and so on. And I will say thank you if we win. But falling in love, it's over. It's over. So that's it for Jackie, guys. It's already midnight and 30 minutes here. So Juventus 125 years. 125 years, guys. Can we go and watch it? Here, this is not the tweet of Juventus, of course. Here, it's also the birthday of Filip Kostic, by the way. 30 years today, huh? 30 years. Happy birthday to Filip Kostic, that is born on the same day as Juventus. And here you have La Maglia Bianconera. Let's read what La Maglia Bianconera is saying. The Juventus soul is a mixture of feelings, education, bohemian, joy, and affection. Faith in our will to exist and continually improve. To exist and continually improve. Happy birthday, Juventus. Beautiful word from Enrico Campari. Look, I don't know you guys, important week where we play Paris Saint-Germain, where we play Inter. In the week where we celebrate 125 years. In the week where we are celebrating 125 years. So, if we don't have, guys, if we don't have the gut, the balls to respect our history now, then I don't know, huh? Then I don't know. Then I don't know what to do, honestly. If we don't respect now, I don't know what to do. I'm speaking about the players, of course. I don't know. Thomas is saying, I'm afraid we don't have the legs to handle Conte at the moment. At the moment, we have the legs for nothing. So, it's already 1 hour. We spoke only about injury. We didn't, we didn't speak about a lot of things. Can you tell me, guys, your most beautiful memory of Juve? Like this. Most beautiful memory of Juve. 125 years of existence. What is the most beautiful one? Ciao, Radovan. Saying, Beppe, happy birthday to Juve. Happy birthday to Juve. Beppe, you don't fall in love with Conte. You're straight, no? Football is different, guys. Football is different. In private life, I'm straight. I love the girl. I love my wife. But in football, there is no straight. In football, I love men. I love men, guys. And I love also women. Hey, football is football, guys. What do you want? It's football. I have immense love for the players of Juve. Men or not men, I don't care. Del Piero versus Lazio, 2011. Colo 99. Ciao, Colo. Grande, Colo. Colo 99. Del Piero versus Lazio. Do you remember that? That was beautiful. It's 2011, so Conte is there, and we are fighting for that Scudetto. Scudetto that was really fought, because it was not that easy to win. I remember Buffon with a big mistake versus Lecce, where we could have potentially already nearly secured the title. Is making that, or maybe win, is making that big mistake. 1-1. Disaster. But a few games before, one of the Scudetto goals, how we call it, is where the ball is there, because it's a free kick versus Lazio, and Alessandro Del Piero that didn't play a lot in 2011, at least from the start, because it was his last year of contract and so on and so on. As a real capitano, until the end, he gave us a lot of joys. That beautiful free kick, surprising everyone. Pirlo was still talking with the referee. They make a sign because champions, they were talking without using words. Looking at each other, what a beautiful goal. What a really beautiful goal, and an important goal more than all. The comeback against Atletico Madrid, that was a really great one, Jesus Macias. Champions League win against Ajax, 96, for the people that were able to follow it. It was a fantastic game. I was 14. I remember it really clearly. Unfortunately, I was not on the channel or in the stadium because I was a kid. I was 14, but that was really a beautiful night, a fantastic night, especially because I was with my father, with my two brothers that are younger than me. For me, it's a really beautiful Juve and family moment. Hopefully one day I can do the same with my son. Happy birthday to our old lady. Let me continue. Ciao Sasha. Del Piero goal versus Fiorentina. That's a really beautiful one. This one I didn't see live because I started supporting in 93, but the television was not the same as today. So I have flashes of that goal because I saw it a bit later in the afternoon when it was a 90º minuto. But I didn't see the game live, unfortunately. But that was a fantastic goal. Probably one of the most beautiful ones. Delivio celebration without the pants in Champions League. Juventus signing Ronaldo. It was like a living dream. It was a big moment. Then you like him, you don't like him. You think that he made Juventus worse or better, whatever you think about it. That moment of Cristiano Ronaldo. It was a dream. It was a really beautiful moment. Mandzukic goal against Real Madrid, one of the best moments. That bicycle one, fantastic. Beppe, the undefeated season for me, that was really beautiful. 2011, undefeated, big sign of pride. Now, of course, Beppe, not much to expect from these two games. It's a fact we can't do much versus Paris Saint-Germain. Versus Inter, we can do more, but hard game too. We can show grinta and team spirit. That's what we can. Well, I will come back to the memories that you have, guys, because I really enjoy it, and it's the best moment to do it. Now that we are celebrating 125 years of existence of Juve. But to be honest, Radovan, football is football. The ball is round and everything can happen. Objectively, Juventus is, we have to say it, Juventus is less strong than Paris Saint-Germain if you are taking full team, with names on paper. Because football, everything can change. But full team, they have more on paper than Juventus. That's one. If on top of that, you have a disaster season from
Thank
Juve, you have a good season of Paris Saint-Germain, it's already even more complicated. If on top of that, you say that Juventus is missing 12 players and Paris Saint-Germain one, that is Neymar, then yes, but then everything can happen. But I want our guys, whoever plays, but I hope Fagioli and Miretti, that they learn for that game and they give everything they have, and they can. It's a pity that a lot of players will not be there, but let's see how it goes. In our stadium, hopefully our supporters, because it's a sold out game, they will give a bit of support to these kids that will be there on the field. Versus Inter, we have to go with a pride. I don't want that it become an Inter game like we did in 2009, 2007, where we won the Inter game and then we lost the other ones. A lot of teams in Italy, if they won versus Juve, the season is already, if you avoid the relegation and you win versus Juve, your season is already saved because you did a really great thing. Well, a lot of teams were thinking like that. I don't want the Inter game to become a game like, okay, we beat Inter, we are happy. No, that Inter game should be a jump towards an accessible top 4 as soon as possible. First of all, because we are putting Inter behind us. Important. Super important. Daniel, we bring Martinelli, Saka from Arsenal, and we are good to go. Well, these players probably last year and 2 years ago nobody wanted them because they were really bad, and now that they are on top at Arsenal because they received a bit of time also with their coach Arteta, they are doing quite well. They are doing quite well, and they are fantastic. A fantastic season from all of them. Juve versus Atletico Madrid, Juve versus Roma. That 4-3 from Liam was beautiful, was really beautiful. Nedved goal against Real Madrid 2003, fantastic goal. Guys, if you didn't see the goal of Nedved, but you all saw it, of course, but that's a fantastic one. The 3-0 versus Barcelona under Allegri with the 2 goals of Dybala, Paolo, and the goal of Giorgio Chiellini. You know that I never bet money. It happens, like one time a year, one time every 2 years. But that game, I remember that I watched it with my brothers, my fathers, and I wrote the result before the game on a paper. 3-0. Boom. And I didn't play because I don't play that much money. After the game, 3-0, I took the paper, I showed it, and they were pissed off. They said, why didn't you play? If I knew. Anyway, probably I would have lost. But that was a really beautiful game. Beating Real Madrid in 2015 and Barcelona in 2017. Also Cristiano Miracle versus Atletico. But the first two, I literally thought this was our year. And we lost it. You know that today or yesterday I watched again the road to the final in 2015. Everything with my favorite Pirlo. Wonderful free kicks and glorious passes. He did a lot for us. Pirlo did a lot for us. Best memory from Abdullah. Juventus Real Madrid in 2003, the day I started supporting Juve. Grande Abdullah. Unfortunately, then we lost our guy Nedved, and he couldn't play that final. Michael Tan, the most beautiful moment is the first year I started supporting Juve in 2002-2003. It changed my life forever. Before continuing to read, because I will read all of them, and then I saw the message of Jesus Macias with a beautiful donation. I will read that one. I will take a time to read that one. But it's true, Juventus is changing a life. I see it also with my son that is a big supporter now. He said because he's discovering. I waited really long before him getting into football. He was not interested in football. I never forced because I think that as a father, mother, whatever, let your kids be free and don't oblige or don't put your dreams on kids. And then Euro 2020. Also, Italy didn't help, because most of the time you start loving a national team and then you follow some players that you liked and so on, or your family or whatever. Italy was not there at the World Cup in 2018. They didn't help. 2020, Chiesa and so on. Family effect, celebrating all together was fantastic. But then suddenly, he started to be more interested in watching, and now he's watching all the games. And it changed life. He said it to me also yesterday. He said, it's crazy how the result of Juventus is influencing the rest of your week. We win and you're happy and you think about the beautiful things and so on and so on. We are losing, you are in a bad mood. It changed your life. It absolutely changed your life. Of course, for me, it changed my life totally. But yeah, absolutely. The Quinta Mauri duo. If that's the best moment you had ever, Esecita, mamma mia. Ciao Taha, Barcelona. Tevez solo run goal versus Parma, if I'm not wrong. What a goal. 3-4, yes. Gravush, Henrik. Ravanelli's goal versus Ajax in 96. The shirt is there, guys. The shirt is there from Fabrizio Ravanelli. I met him twice. I believe twice. Mamma mia, my memory is not working anymore. Anyway, I believe once or twice I met him. I did a live with him in Italian, and I showed him that shirt. I said, Ravanelli, Fabrizio, this is your shirt. I'm a big fan, spending a life with Fabrizio Ravanelli, that was one of my heroes, my idols, especially that celebration, like Henrik is saying. It was a fantastic one. Fantastic celebration, fantastic player. It was great. That was a beautiful moment. Oh yeah. Yeah, not only the goal versus Ajax, but the one that was leading us there. I remember Fabrizio Ravanelli scoring 5 goals in a game, in a European game. Fantastic. Non-match, but Baggio joining. That was also a big one. Baggio. Pirlo last second kick, but you're a bit older than Zan Rositano. I remember. I have some flashes of Baggio transfer, but more, also in the 90s with Schilacci joining Juve and so on. But Pirlo last second kick versus Torino, fantastic in the rain. Blagoce, best memory, Juventus versus Lazio, 4-2, 95-96 season. Ooh, that's a long time ago, that game. Oh, yes. 1 novembre 1897 nasce la nostra Juventus. Tanti auguri, amore mio, fino alla fine, forza Juve. Grazie Antonio. Antonio is saying on the 1st of November 1897, our Juventus, our beloved Juventus is born. Happy birthday to my love. Fino alla fine, until the end, forza Juve. Beautiful message from Antonio. Then you have some bad memories as well. Hidetoshi Nakata goal against Juve. I remember that when Roma cheated to win that Scudetto. I remember that perfectly. Cristiano Ronaldo leaving was for me a beautiful moment. Unfortunately, we didn't see the rest until now. My favorite moment when the legend Grigera had 25 crosses in one game, 31 if them out of the box, 11 out of the field, and 2 in the box. Fantastic, Grigera. And then the message from Jesus Macias. Grazie, thank you, Jesus Macias, is saying when I discovered your channel. That some people today and in these weeks they were saying, Beppe, that at the moment you're the best thing of Juve. Thank you for the beautiful words. Thank you for the comments. Really nice. But at the end, I'm a consequence of Juve. I will always be grateful for Juve, first of all, because I never in my life I would have imagined to have something to do with Juve. More than supporting Juve. Never in my life. I always represented Juve, with my friends. I have friends from Inter, from Roma, I always defended Juve, but we were a lot of Juventini, yeah? And my passion for Juve, it stood really up better and more than my friend or a lot of my friends, because I had a lot of really Juventini friends. But then, if they were missing a game, it was okay. They prefer to do something. If they were missing a game from time to time, if it was not an important game, where I said, no, I can't. There is the game. I don't move before the game, These kind of things. But never in my life I would have thought that I would do something. And then I started a channel, more like a challenge, a joke. I never experienced to have that much contact with you guys. But it changed my life. And then, Juventus, having the opportunity to work for Juve, it's a fantastic one. Today, it's already 2 years that I'm working for Juve, representing Juventus as a host for Twitch, trying to do the best I can. Of course, it's a pity. It's probably in the worst moment ever. And it's a pity because I would love to do so much more, but we are in a moment where you just can't because the results are not good. But if tomorrow I stop working for Juve, tomorrow, of course I will have had the regret to not have had the years before where everything was going well, when you could celebrate every single game, you could dance, you could do whatever you want. You won the Scudetto, you could celebrate Scudetto and so on and so on. And of course, I will be a bit sad that I couldn't do that, But on the other hand, mamma mia, I will never regret it. Never in my life, because it is such an experience, and especially the renewal, more than the first time winning the contest is 2 times being renewed to continue the journey with Juventus. The trust from them, but it's thanks to you. And that's why I wanted to say, Jesus Macias, thank you, because actually it's thanks to you, thanks to the support that you are bringing me every day watching the videos, giving me your insights, and so on and so on. Accepting also that we have different standpoints and point of views, because I never said it. Allegri out on the channel, I will never say it, as I never said it for Pirlo and so on. And it should be so easy for me to go with the flow, with the mass, and just saying Allegri out, bam, ciao, ciao, it's okay, fantastic. It's not enough, people need more to be triggered, let's go with Agnelli out. It should be easy, clicks, big titles, could be easy. That's the easy solution. And I understand that a lot of people are saying, Beppe, no, we don't like it. But the continuous respect to be there, it's just fantastic. I like that. Open channel with diverse opinion, diverse fans, like Red Jaden is for Liverpool, we have Taha for Barcelona, we have some fans from Inter on the chat as well that are entering, some people from Milan. It's really nice. Pogba's debut goal was fantastic, Kerim. My love to Juve started with failure. Champions League final in 97. Riken's goal crushed my heart, but I still love my old lead. 97 versus Dortmund. 2008 come to my mind when one touch Del Piero destroyed Real Madrid and prime Casillas. They were overhyped and people thought we were finishing. We finished coming back from Serie B. That was a really important moment as well. The brace in the Bernabeu. Beppe, did you see the Curva message? Which one? The one of against... let me know, Chuck. Is it the one against Pinsoglio and Gatti for Fagioli? If yes, let me know in the chat if it's that one before I start speaking for hours on something that you didn't mean. I tell a lie about my favorite Juve moment. The favorite one is Pirlo versus Torino 2014-15 at this last second goal. So many moments, so many beautiful moments. The remontada versus Spurs, grande moment. Higuain. Exactly. I will never join a club with two Serbs in it, just for you to know. We know it. Cash, many moments, but a beautiful personal moment for me was watching Spurs Juventus live at Wembley, especially when you are coming from Curaçao, traveling, going in London, watching the game. I was sitting in the Spurs section and I was so nervous. Then Higuain and Dybala, boom, boom. And we will all remember. That's a beautiful moment to leave from the stadium. In the stadium, Milan, Juve, 0-1, overhead kick, assist, Del Piero, goal, Trezeguet. This one was the Scudetto winner versus Milan. But that's for me my most epic goal, my most epic moment of Juve as well, probably. There are a few, of course. If I speak about live at the stadium, I tell you Juve Milan 2011, the brace of Marchisio, that first season that was fantastic. I see Sebastiano is saying my best moment was the goal of Montari in 2012. That's also another epic moment in the same season. What a beautiful goal. What a beautiful non-goal. Actually, it's the shot of Montari, because it was not goal. Buffon said it was not goal. But the one of James is one that I particularly like the Zalayete goal in Barcelona. Vlahovic, Iling, Miretti, Chiesa, Rovella, Locatelli, Kerkez. Who is Kerkez? Ndika, Bremer, Dalot, Diogo, Costa, 4-2-3-1, 23-24, coach Sebastiano, Juve. We are winning it all. Of course you are. Fabian, I really miss the NND era with Nedved and Del Piero. Well, maybe they can find each other really soon, because they're speaking about Del Piero closer and closer to enter again. Unfortunately, it will not be on the floor. Yeah, but you are the best Juve moment. Grazie, Marian. I'm happy about Marian. Marian following me on all the social media. Even on TikTok. Sometimes I do some things on TikTok, but I need to be better on TikTok. But that comes with the time. Nicola Backovic. Ciao, Beppe. Do you believe in the Scudetto? No, I tell you the truth, no. That doesn't mean that miracles happen in life, but I would be happy already if the miracle comes and start to heal our players this season, more than starting to dream about the Scudetto, guys. We started really bad. There is a big fight for the top 4. Then everything is possible. You can even finish top 2. Napoli is running, and even if every year I say we don't care about Napoli because they will flop, the World Cup in the middle will change a lot. Will change a lot. I hope for you as well, Sasha. I hope for you as well. I always watching your picture, Sasha. The time will come, Beppe. We'll celebrate all together in when it will happen, when we win the Scudetto again, and maybe the Champions League. Celebrate with all the supporters. I also became a tifoso of Juve in that match against Real Madrid. A lot of people in 2003. Yeah, it's true. Ryan, grande Ryan. Who's one player that really got under your skin and you couldn't wait for him to leave? Felipe Melo. Felipe Melo was a player that annoyed me a lot. I'm happy that he left. Lucio was a player that I didn't like. I was happy that he left. Dybala, no, guys, tranquilli. No, because if I say Dybala, people will kill me. But no, I was, to be honest, I was happy it was over with Dybala. For him, for us, with all the respect, I will always respect Paulo Dybala for everything that he did, but the situation was over, guys. We have to be honest. Situation was over. So it was good that it stopped. Also Ronaldo, I was happy when he left at a certain moment because it was not good anymore. It's what I always said. I prefer them to see them happy somewhere else than sad at Juve. Unfortunately for Cristiano Ronaldo, he was sad at the end at Juve. He was sad now at Manchester United. So pity for him. Dybala was much more happy with Roma before the injury, so I was happy for Dybala. But when it's over, it's over. So, but really players that I didn't like, Melo, Hernanes. At the end, that Hernanes was not a player that I hated. Was not a player that I hated. Hernanes. He was bad. I didn't like him neither. But he was not one that you hate. But it's difficult for me to find really players that I hate, that I wanted away from Juve. It's really hard to find one. No, I all like them in a certain degree. Some more than others. It's like It's like a stepbrother, a step sister that you have that enters your family. You don't choose your stepbrother or your stepsister. No, whatever, not stepbrother. I'm speaking about brother-in-law or sister-in-law. The one that is the partner of your brother or your sister, whatever. You don't choose them, but they enter your life, and sometimes it's forever. Like Giorgio Chiellini, like Del Piero, like Nedved. Sometimes it's for a period, for 6 months, some like Zakaria, or sometimes for 3 years, like some other, and then they leave. You don't choose them, but they are part of the family at that moment. So you hope the best for them, and anyway, you don't wish them bad. So it's really hard. Melo is a player that I don't like. I will never like, also because all the words and so on that he said about Juve, and he's clearly a hater. Then if you want to damage my family, then I hate you as well. Then I don't like you. But otherwise, no, not really. Let me check. No, it's not true, Mr. Dax. We didn't buy him for advertising. We bought him. We took him for free to play football. Then he had that injury, guys. He had that injury. Let's see what will happen when he will come back. Let's give him a chance. At the moment, if we judge, yes, it is a flop. I'm not angry when I see players doing some ads, advertising and so on while they are injured. I don't care. I really don't care, because these people, they have a life next to it. The best thing to overcome depression, because it's hard, and to be injured, it's to be active, to think about other things. Of course, you focus. Then if you have a training session and you skip it, When I'm saying training, I'm speaking about a rehab session. You skip it because you have a travel to do, because you want to do advertising, and then we are pissed off. Then if you're doing everything you can to rehab, but on top of that, you are working on XYZ project next to it, I have absolutely no problem. But maybe because I'm older, maybe because I'm watching it with I don't care. Today I'm not happy, of course, about Paul Pogba. Not because of him, because no, it's because of him. Not because of the injury, because it can happen to everyone. It can happen to everyone. To everyone. Not because of Pogba, but not Pogba. It can happen to everyone. It's a knock in training. It is what it is. What I'm pissed off is that he made a mistake to postpone to be back as soon as possible on the field. He had all the advices from the doctors, and he didn't listen because he wanted to do his way. Now he's listening. Now at the end, karma is saying it's over. You have to miss the World Cup as well. So karma is there, guys. But that is doing a GQ advertisement. Most of the time, these things are even done months earlier. The pictures and so on. So no, I don't. I'm never pissed with these kind of things. No, not really. Then I'm sad that he's not playing. I would prefer him to be on the cover of GQ with a goal against Inter than with a yellow suit or a red suit. But honestly, it doesn't touch me that much. Like Di Maria doing something, an advertisement. I really don't care. That interview, I didn't like how it was leaked right after the elimination in Champions League, after the loss versus who was it? Benfica, I believe. I don't remember. When 1 hour later that that interview came out. But honestly, what did he say that we didn't know? Nothing. He said the reality. He said, one day I would love to go back to Rosario because it's my dream. And then they made a total story out of it. Fabrizio Romano, first one, Juve is not his preferred team. He was fast to leak it. The timing was disgusting. Then, boop, I don't know. What else, guys? What else? Lord Bennett was fantastic. Fantastic. Isla Molina. I also don't like stepsister, often stuck in the lounge. Daniel White, grande, Beppe. Do you think it's better to go to Europa League? We already answered that question. I said probably. Physically, it's better to play one time a week. Has a lot of advantages. But I will never say give up and play only Serie A, guys. We are Juventus. We are in a difficult moment, but if you start thinking like that, we give up. Juventus should be able to compete in two competitions. You should. You're obliged. If we start like that, guys, giving up on a competition, then it's not good. It's really not good. Also because they bring you more money, and it gives you also the possibility with your youngsters to have even more chance to start in a competition with less stress probably than the Champions League, to make some mistakes, to play. So I would go for it. I will not give up. Then of course, one competition a week, you have more time to prepare the games, you have more time to rest, you have more time to everything. No, I would say try to go into Europa League, and then let's see how far we can go, focusing, of course, as a main objective on finishing top 4, which is today possible, but it will depend a lot on it will depend a lot on Inter of this weekend. That's a big one, because or you go over them and you stay close to the other ones at still -3, depending on the result of Roma, that is playing Lazio, and then you have the other games, Atalanta, Napoli, and so on, or you lose and Inter goes up at plus plus how much? They have +2 now. They go at +5 or +4 or +5. Can be a problem. I missed the thing about the ultra. I forgot. What I think about Pinsoglio. I have never been on the hype of Pinsoglio in terms of wow, it's the most funny guy, great guy, or whatever. I have never been a big fan. I like him. It's funny. He's coming from a youth academy. He accepted to be third goalkeeper. He's important also for locker room in terms of not putting even more drama on the situation and so on and so on. But more than that, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Is he a reliable third goalkeeper? Probably not in terms of performances. But no, I have not really. I like him because he's there since young, and I know him since long time. More than that, I don't know. I'm doing the Karim Benzema while speaking. Doing the Karim Benzema. Ciao Ale JTV. Lucky. Depends on the result of Benfica versus Maccabi Haifa. If Benfica they want to continue to win, they want to continue to not lose. They want to fight for that first spot in the Champions League group, and Paris Saint-Germain will do the same. So it depends, huh? It depends. It's an important week, guys. Important week with a lot of injuries. Paris Saint-Germain, it's not only depending on us. Of course, if we win, it depends on us. Inter it's an important one. It's really an important one. Mr. Dax is saying a really great. It's a really great question from Mr. Dax that just asked. I want to ask the chat as a last one, and then we go to maybe the book for the 125th year of Juventus, what it will bring. We can go with the book, but can you first tell me and answer the question of Mr. Dax that is asking if you had to pick only 2 players from the injury list to be healed, which would it be? 2 players from the injury list that you would say, okay, these ones to be back as soon as possible, 100% healed. Which one would they be? I show you the list again. Huh? Aldo is going with Chiesa and Pogba. Vlahovic and Chiesa. Everything Footy podcast. Chiesa and Di Maria. Chiesa and Bremer from Anthony Schifano. Chiesa and Pogba. So Chiesa is an absolute winner for everyone. Huh? Chiesa and Pogba, Chiesa Bremer from Rositano, Chiesa Di Maria, Chiesa and Bremer, Chiesa Pogba. Bremer Pogba for I Will Survive. Ahmed Sako. But of course he's coming probably next week, but let's say that we don't know from that list which one that we want 100% fit. Chiesa and Bremer and Chiesa and Chiesa for Rami Mosba, Cecilia, Chiesa and Pogba, Chiesa and Allegri from Aldo because Allegri is injured, De Sciglio and Rugani from King Chiesa, De Sciglio and McKennie from Iyad, Chiesa and Bremer or Chiesa and Pogba. We see Chiesa is a big winner here, and then you have a lot of Bremer, you have also Pogba. BT is going for Bremer and Pogba. No, the season is not over today, King Chiesa. Look at the Serie A ranking. If I would choose, I would probably go for. It's hard. Huh? It's really hard. It's really hard. 100% healthy from that list. I would go for Chiesa and Pogba. You know why? It's a pity because I want to say Vlahovic. But having these two players 100% and not a part here, like 100% now, I would go for these two players because I remember when we signed Pogba, the enthusiasm that there was. And I believe that Chiesa and Pogba are two that can give immediately an impact mentally to the team. Like, boom, we are here. For mental reason, I will go with Pogba and Chiesa because Vlahovic, you still have someone that can score like Milik. But it's hard to leave Vlahovic out of it. Bremer, it's hard, but if you're looking, we still have some players that can play there. Even without Bremer, we are able to keep some clean sheets, even if it was versus Torino, Empoli, and Lecce. It will be something else versus Paris Saint-Germain, of course. It's difficult. Even if Di Maria, would love to see him. If he has to stay 1 year at Juve, I would love at least to see a bit of Di Maria. I wake up in the middle of the night and there you are. Now I stay for the book. Well, the book is now. Guys, the book is now. Is it true that Dionysio is a Juventino? From what I know, yes. He's a Juventino. From what I know. Then I'm not 100% sure. I didn't ask him. The books. What about the 125 years of Juventus, guys? We start as usual as page 4 until page 149. Put a page, and that will be the last one of today before we close. 127 for Radovan, 146 for BT. We didn't even reach 100 likes, guys. This is a disaster. 125 for Radovan. Hey, you changed Radovan. 125 for the years of Juve, of course. Hey, it makes sense. 125. Let me peep to see. Could make totally sense, 125. Guys, we go for 125. Because it makes sense. 125 years of Juve. And the quote is perfect. It's fantastic. Guys, because it's the birthday, I will read the two of them. But the one below is really fantastic. Look at the one below. So I show you the page. We are not cheating, you know it. 125, that's the page. Look, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Guys, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. What does that mean? You don't have to wait for Pogba, for Chiesa, for Di Maria, for Paredes, from Bremer, from Locatelli, from Ealing Jr., from whatever name there, Vlahovic. You don't have to wait for them. Also, if it's Paris Saint-Germain. Also, if it's Inter. Also, if we play with Miretti, with Soulé, with Fagioli, with whoever. Maybe we will lose versus Paris Saint-Germain. Maybe we will go to Europa League because Maccabi Haifa will have lost as well. Maybe we will go through also by losing. Maybe not. We don't know. We don't know. We may will be eliminated. Maybe we'll lose versus Inter. But what we are asking in this season, and I believe that represent all the Juventini, is to start. To start. You don't have to wait. Start. Start because we want to see progression. 125, it's not only that, it's also the other one here. Strive for progress, not perfection. So you see, we are not looking for nobody. No Juventini is no Juventino, not even one Juventino is asking for perfection today. We know that it's impossible to have perfection today. What we are asking is to see progress. Progress week in, week out, with all the difficulties. The difficulty today, we are saying we don't want excuses, but we know that they are there. But we need something to see, and that's what we have to do to start, guys. If I can go with my own quote, it's not my own quote, the one that I would ask, it's this one. It's more or less the same, but it's the quote that is pinned on my Twitter, and it's in both languages. It's the sentence that John Elkann said this year before the Retiro, and I'm still waiting for some answers here. It's: questo deve essere l'anno in cui voi dimostrate di essere la Juventus. This should be the year in which you show to be Juventus. And that would be, again, my request, my demand to not only the players, but to the players, to the coach, to the physical staff, to the people in the medical, to Nedved, to Agnelli, to Arrivabene, to Cherubini, to the 500 people that are working for Juventus, to the marketing team, to myself as well as first, but also to some supporters. This should be the year where we start again to show that we are Juventus. Today I saw, in difficult times, so much division on the pitch. Quadrado fighting with Bonucci, Allegri using some excuses that are not excuses, because they are facts. They are facts. What he's saying is fact. But it's still because of. I would love that we are back Juventus. Juventus in terms of how we act, how we behave. I would really love that. I would really love that. Yeah. A beautiful page, huh? I agree, Radovan. I agree, Cecilia. Sleep. Why sleep? It's just one. I was right. I was reading a comment on the chat. Sometimes I really don't understand. Say we are saying, trying. It's 125 years of Juve. Try to behave like you, and then you see some really strange messages from people in the chat. Really strange. Guys, this was it. Happy birthday to Juventus. Tomorrow, I will have to go really far for a private manner with my wife, with my son. We have to go really far driving. So I don't know if I will do the video in the morning. I will try to do it quite early, maybe post it a bit later, and then we are back. So let's see. I don't know if tomorrow, because I have my things to do. Let's see what we will do. 125 likes for the 125 years. I don't know how much we have now. We have 104. I don't know if we will reach them or not. Guys, buonanotte a tutti. To Lester, to Aldo, to Taha, to Red Jaden, to I Will Survive, to Rocco Lavino, Iacovino. to Arturito, Dudu, Sisman, Rodriguez, Forza Juve, to Michael Tan, to everyone. You're fantastic, guys. Thank you for everything, and we see each other tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow. Ciao Vincenzo, ciao everyone, grazie Forza Juve. Happy birthday to Juventus.